pretty excited. I have never played the Phoenix Wright game, so... Episode 1, The First Turnabout. Oh man. Cool way to open the game. I love that the music is in this style. Is Phoenix Wright started as a DS title? Or is it Game Boy Advance originally? Started as GBA? Okay. I really like the style of the soundtrack already. Does Mia need to be this, like, booberific? I'm sure there's going to be more of that in the Phoenix Wright series, given its visual style. The 3D effect is kind of cool, I just turned it on. Great people. As Kami has pointed out, I am a resolute feminist, so when games are showing off female characters' assets for no reason, I'm not a big fan of that most of the time. I'll laugh about it. I think we can get a point where they're over-sexualizing men and women equally, that's when we'll have succeeded. It's not so much that sexualization is bad, it's when it's always exclusively women. It's just saying, oh, this is our core audience, you know what I mean? Pretty standard, Kami. This guy's face. Butts! Yeah. Yeah, sure, Darkstar. It's hard. It's not going to ruin the game. It's never going to bug me so much. Like there's a point 100 years in the future, I'm being optimistic, where we fix the problem, right? And then you can totally just have boobalicious women everywhere, because it's not going to really be everywhere. It's going to be at roughly 50% of the time, or it'll depend on what their character type is. But the way it is right now, it's too frequent. It's too often. It's more like 90% of the time they're boobalicious, when it should be more like 30 or 40 or 50. That's all. Yeah, exactly, people. It's, I don't know. You see all kinds of different male body types. Like, a good example of this is Diablo 3, where you look at the different options for male characters in that game. Like, you know, there's the really old, decrepit, like, has Parkinson's syndrome witch doctor. There's, like, the older, more, he's got, like, gray hair, he's got wrinkles, barbarian. And then you look at the female versions of those characters, and they're both hot. Like, do they need to be? Seriously, Darkstar? That's funny. Is that male characters are allowed to have a gamut of different appearances, but female characters have to be hot, and that's what's frustrating. If that makes sense. Larry Butts. Something smells, it's usually the butts. That's pretty good localization. That's why I took the case to clear his name. It's interesting that you're playing as a defense attorney. I've watched enough Law and Order that I associate defense attorneys as slimy bad guys. Yeah, that's really cool. God, I really like the soundtrack in this game so far. Right, Spiky. Even so far, like the very beginning. Well, it's definitely a first world problem, but that doesn't mean it's not a problem. It's a fallacy to say, oh, because, you know, women don't have rights at all in some parts of the world, that we can't try to zoom in and make the problem better in the first world where, you know, we do have rights, but there are still issues. We don't just like lie down and cry because the whole world hasn't been fixed and the bigger problems haven't been solved yet. There is something we can do about it right now, and it's easy to do. Yeah. I guess there it's difficult because you have to walk a very fine line between like internet outrage, like, oh, Phoenix Wright is trash because the first time you see a female character you can see her boobs. Like that, no, that's not the problem. That's not the correct reaction. The reaction is to notice, the first time we see a female character, this is how she's presented, and then look at all their female characters to see if they're doing the same thing, and think and recognize it and be aware of it. That's all. Yeah, that's what I mean, people, is that like it creates this expectation. Guys don't even notice it. People don't even point it out. There's like, yeah, that's, you know, sometimes women in business show off their cleavage, whatever. "100% agree, people." Okay, Larry Butts. Keep your wits about you, you'll do fine. What's the victim's name? I don't actually know. I love the face. Temporarily. Okay, they're about to teach me how to look at my notes, I think. Cool. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Cindy. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cool. Cindy Stone. Cool. Got it. Winston Payne. Cinder block. What's the cause of dead? Hit with a blunt object. We saw that at the beginning. Yeah, Flare Wing. I was actually... Andrew and I just watched Avengers 2. God, it's so sucky. It's like, you're on a side, it's almost like the very first thing you always have to do is distance yourself from the extremists on your side. Everyone always has extremists. So like, even like saying, you know, I think that feminists or feminism is overblown and they're taking things way too seriously. You know, it's just a first world problem. Like, the person who says that, like, Kami has to distance themselves from someone who's, like, blatantly anti-women. Because clearly he's not. Like, things are more gray than that. But it's so easy on the internet to say black, white, you know, feminist, not feminist, hates women, for women. It's very difficult. I feel like the reaction to the Scarlett Johansson romance in Avengers 2 is completely unwarranted, especially for Joss Whedon, of all people. Joss Whedon has been a champion for women's rights for a really long time, and like I said, like you said, it was well set up. It's another example of, like, you know, someone who's trying to champion rights needs to distance themselves first from the extremists on their same side. The Thinker. Yeah, I agree, Kami. It's tough. We're in a really shitty transition period because we have to... we're getting really deep here talking about Phoenix Wright, gender issues in the world. I feel like that is the correct decision at the end of the day. So, like, I feel like racism won't go away until we no longer acknowledge race, right? But I don't think that's viable while we're in transition. Like, when does it go away? You could go back to the 60s and say that to people during the American Civil Rights Movement, like, you know, racism won't go away until you stop acknowledging race. It's like, well, no, we now need to take action because there's something that's still wrong. But right, the end goal is for there to be no focus, no spotlight. Hey, Salty Boys, how you doing? Prosecution calls the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand. Salty Boys, awesome. I've never played it before. This is D-Rock's request. Oh, Leon, that sounds really good. I'll write it down here. Yeah, exactly. The Bechdel test is useless on a per movie basis. It's more saying what is the health of the industry right now. A movie's not bad because it fails the Bechdel test. In fact, there are certain stories that, like, you know, telling a story about a bunch of male, you know, people in the military, like a Band of Brothers thing, you don't want to just put the Bechdel test in there to pass it. Didn't they all die? Butts, you're not doing the best job here, buddy. Thanks, Leon, I'll save that. Lies! All lies! Big fan of This American Life, yeah. Thanks for that link, Leon. I'll listen to that after stream. Victim's passport. She was in Paris until the day before she died. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. She had several sugar daddies. Dude! I should object. Alright, that question is irrelevant to this case. I love the animation style of the characters, too. Yeah. You see that a lot? That's what he does when he objects, right? Don't trust Andrea's spelling. Don't trust a woman's math. It was Andrea who linked it. AMA, that's my wife. AK man, how you doing? Oh, God. Yeah, exactly, people. Quoting Futurama, the professor says it. Don't trust a woman's math. Okay, so I don't know if I... Thanks for confirming, people. Yeah, don't trust a physicist's math or spelling. Exactly, Cloud Reaver. So I think I made a mistake by trying to tell him to lie. I was just trying to get him not to answer the question, but... This is the guy who did it! What'd you see on the day of the murder? Okay, here we go. I like how I had a little witness testimony thing on the screen. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. He must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Strange, I looked inside the apartment. Woman, not moving, dead. Let's see. 1 p.m. There was a blackout in the building. It's a good question. A record of the blackout for your perusal. Okay, I'm gonna have to look through these. Alright, let me start looking at this stuff here. So needs autopsy. Time of death, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, so he says it was exactly 1 p.m. and that's not consistent with the autopsy report, which says that she died much later in the day. Tom, 7:30. Record. Electricity to her building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Okay, so that is consistent. Punch the keys, for God's sakes. Yeah, please don't give any spoilers. Hey, thanks to the hosts. I appreciate that, people. Expose the lies in the testimony they just gave. Client's innocent, right? Okay, got it. Totally is. Find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Presented and rub of the witness. I love the sound effects in this game. Cross-examination. Look at the bottom screen. That's awesome. Okay. Autopsy report.
Objection!
Yeah, soundtrack in this is really great. Take shy for the rest of the day. Bail on Final Fantasy X and Silent Hill. Final Fantasy X is scheduled to start in about 40 minutes, and then Silent Hill from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Find that hard to believe. This song is my jam. This comes up a lot on like Rainwave. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. No body to find at 1 p.m. That's like the Japanese version. Yeah. Point out contradictions. Nice. Okay, what's he gonna do now? See, when I found the body, I heard the time. Ah! Aha! 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 False! Blackout record, which was just added into evidence! Okay, I have to let him finish his testimony, I think, before I can say it. No, I'm gonna stay to schedule. We'll bring this game back though for sure. I might even. I'm enjoying this game enough. I might toss it into the mix for the next permanent game to add. If people wanted to vote on it and have it sub out Final Fantasy IX. In the meantime, though, D-Rock's welcome to continue voting it up. See it more regularly. Oh, can I say object? The 3DS version lets you say it. Objection!
Objection!
Cool. You finish your grilled cheese, HDL? You couldn't have turned a television or a video. I love his like simpering animation. I hope all the other characters look just as awesome. Just like hairpiece pops off. I'll be playing until 3 o'clock, so we'll see what the time is toward 3 Pacific. It's about 37 minutes from now. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. Hold on, let me look through some other stuff here. "6 p.m. day of the crime." Okay, I don't think I can use any of those just yet. Newspaper salesman. Yeah. Okay, go back and finish talking. There was a table clock in the apartment. False! Incorrect. Xenosaga boss fight will come back for sure. Foolish! No! Totally wrong. Objection! I like how they're introducing the game to you. Who do you think you are? Cool. Dude, this game's soundtrack is bitchin' rad. Big fan. Statues. Hmm. Hmm. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Called Cornered Theme. Nice. Because he went into the apartment. Don't have a way of knowing that. Oh, he had to know that he went into the apartment because he said he didn't. That was the sound you heard. Oh man. That might. Please continue, Mr. Wright. What's the like main like is it Miles Edgeworth, the really good prosecutor? Pure fine HTL. This is a no obligation stream. Chat as much or as little as you like. I like how like ridiculously epic everything is in this game. No way, Darkstar. Why is that? I mean, I guess I could see it if depending what kind of crimes they're trying to do. A lot of blood. Interesting. Violence region. That's interesting. I feel like it doesn't need to have that much blood. Like, this kind of game benefits from an almost sillier view of it. Wait, hold on. I scrolled through what he was saying a little fast there. What's this clock? Yeah, there we go. I was able to watch my live DVR on YouTube to confirm what it said. Oh man! I think it's 8:25. Oh, interesting, Darkstar. I had already picked the right answer. Just be careful not to spoil anything for me. Clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sahwit heard and the actual time of death. He goes from simpering mode to like... The graphics in this are great. Well, the whole fun of this game is figuring it out on your own, right? This is the game that I'll take spoilers probably the most seriously. If someone in chat notices a spoiler, if you would do a timeout. Appreciate y'all's cooperation. Sorry, Cappy. We believe in you, Salty. Players are all slime. And he's still totally wrong. Mia's coming in to save the day. Out of the box, don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Why was the clock 3 hours slow? It's probably because she had just been on an international trip, right? She was gone. Yes. Tough word. Let's see if you can pull this one off. Objection! Or I have to say, take that! Take that! I like that you have to press a button in order to use the voice controls. It's kind of silly, you certainly don't have to do it, but if it just like accepted voice controls without you holding a button, it would be annoying if you said something that sounded like objection and it moved the case forward. "9 hours fast!" Foaming at the mouth. Awesome, people. Teamwork. Alright. Yeah! Woo! How different are the Miles Edgeworth games? Is it just that you're doing the same thing but from the point of view of the prosecutor? I've heard that they're actually pretty different, right? Like there's some investigation component. Common burglar. Pose as a newspaper salesman to check and see. Are you an encyclopedia salesman? No, ma'am. Burglar. Not going to sell me any encyclopedias, are you? Now I'd like to come in and burgle a few things. Cool. This game is pretty awesome already. I'm shocked that I've never played it before. It's a crime. I will definitely add this to the, like, permanent games list to do a full playthrough. People want to vote it up. I can't believe I won. So yeah, I went ahead and added it now. I replaced the game that had 1 vote, which was Skyrim. It's exclamation point game 02. Let me update it as well in channel here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so you can do command is exclamation point game 02, no space, if you wanted to vote for Phoenix Wright to replace the next one. Starting from 1 vote, so it's got to catch up to Secret of Evermore, Valkyria Chronicles. I'll post the sheet again here. List of commands. Ryan would make an interesting attorney. Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Butts. You're innocent. The case is closed. Aw. Get to keep the murder weapon? Made it for her. Aww. The stars in his eyes sobbing. We'll probably do about one more case. Given that the first one took about 30 minutes to learn the mechanics. And then we'll sub into Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is picking up after the first Blitzball game and the aftermath of that. We'll play that for about an hour and a half, and then it's Silent Hill 2 from 4:30 to 6. Butts. And they made a butts choke very early on. She kept it. She brought it with her when she traveled. Aww. Yeah, we won the first Blitzball game by some crazy twist of fate that never happens. Oh, thank you, people. It was on the first try, too. There was some unlucky RNG and a bad decision for me, but we managed to win it with a shot from Waka, which is pretty exciting. Oh, really? Are there, like, save points along the way, Darkstar? I know that GBA games are pretty good about letting you bail out in the middle of something. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Can save any time by pressing start. Oh, nice. Perfect. Good looking out. And it suspends play. Cool. Can do is believe in them. Never let go what you believe in. Yeah, that's fine. Do you get like a permanent save in between cases? Keeps you from being able to cheat save, yeah. Oh man. Me and the chief. Ooh, interesting. Alright. Yes. Yeah, I guess we'll just play up till time then. We got about another 20 minutes before Final Fantasy X. Maya. Mia and Maya. Uh-oh. Somebody spoiled this in chat earlier. It's okay. It's the clock. Hmm. Interesting. Pre-trial meeting. Maya and Mia. Conversation recorded. Interesting. Yeah, I did Conker's Bad Fur Day as part of Nintendo 64 Day. I have the playthrough saved, so we might pick it up again in the future. Hmm. Oh no! Red, white, and blue. Got 100% D-Rock. This game's pretty awesome. I just added it to the main vote list. If someone wanted to vote it up for a game that we'll play permanently and try to 100%. It's a exclamation point game mode 2 if you wanted to vote for it. Interesting. There's a live action movie? Yeah, so someone in chat spoiled this when you were talking about Mia being kind of boobalicious. They go, don't worry, you're not going to have to worry about that outfit for long. I assume that meant that this was going to happen. And then, you know, gotta be careful in chat. I'll figure it out. Don't give me even the slightest hint. That's okay, though. It is shocking and sad. This game's pretty awesome, D-Rock. Really, Dauber? I thought you guys were just joking around. That's awesome. I might need to try to find it after I played enough of it. Yep. Someone came to silence her. Interesting, you have to like pick a part of the screen to examine. It's not ironic, it's just coincidental. Glass shards. Really, Coach A? That's great. Sounds like they pulled off the style pretty well. Simple functional chair. Gatewater Hotel. Ah, there's something here, I see it. Maya. Interesting. Nice throwing. Is it a Japanese movie? It's a Japanese live action? Subtitled, I guess? I don't think there's anything else to examine here. Trying to scan the map. Interesting things. Oh, it's the chair again. This is kind of cool that you have to investigate the murder scene. Investigate the room here. Uh-oh. Hey girl, hey, where'd you go? Cool. Mia's sister. Maybe we shouldn't show it to her. I don't know. The reception desk. I usually sit here. I don't think there's anything interesting in here, but just out of curiosity. I called a mistake. The first one also tells you who the person is, so... The room was dark. Interesting. I'm suspicious of Maya. Guess I could show her the note and see what she says. It's good to learn something regardless. Because you did it. How do I go about calling the police is the next question. Yeah. So that was... I figured out you meant that she was an Adai when you said that earlier. So you gotta be really careful about the things you say, because I'll get what you're hinting at. Alright, there's the phone. It's okay, it was still a shock when you said it the first time. I didn't realize she was gonna die that soon. Halfway through taking apart the phone. Totally reasonable outfit there. Missing screws, better not use it. I don't think there's anything else of interest in the room here. Don't think there's anything else of merit here. Hey Kato, how you doing? Whoa! Look at this guy. Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Awesome. Both of which are nicknames for detective. Really am enjoying this game so far. Very good choice. Wonder if she is a criminal. We'll see. Maybe we'll take her on as a client, though, and it'll have been somebody else. You're the one in trouble here. Well, I guess that's true. Game Boy Advance, people. You can also get it on DS, and it's in the eShop for the new 3DS if you have, or the any version of the 3DS you can play it on. Quite the scene. He's a genius. Let's see. Probably nothing to see here. Real pro, this guy. Yeah, you can get this in many, many ways, it seems like. Is that not true in earlier ones, D-Rock? Acolytes. Spirit medium. Oh god. This is Japan, so they might actually use this in evidence. Blech. I guess they can use it to like give you evidence that you wouldn't have otherwise, since you're not a detective yourself. I would hope that would be inadmissible in court anyway. I see, D-Rock. Nice. When you get the 3DS version, it's a trilogy, so you can get all three of them for like $30. It's a pretty good deal. If it's a game mechanic in the universe, I can accept it. Give me your cell phone. Let's hear it. Detective took it. Alright. So they have to give us an item to remember that she brought it up. Call this famous lawyer. I wonder if he has something to do with it. Cool. Tomorrow? Day of the crime. A piece of evidence, the thinker clock. Practically qualifies as a serial murderer, right? Swamp blood. Oh, that's good to know, Flarewing. You can always press to get more dialogue. Yeah, I like to know what the meta around a game is. It's a similar mechanic in LA Noire. Certain things you can always get away with doing, other things that have bad consequences. I don't think there's anything else I want to show her. Absolutely none. Sure, I trust her. I saw the cutscene with her crying. Yeah, let's go to the Grossberg Law offices. You do in later games for pressing too much? Gotcha. Yeah, like for Marvel vs. Capcom. Isn't Phoenix Wright in one of those games? Painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. It's a rich lawyer. I don't think they've ever been read. Okay, so this guy's a douchebag, is what they're telling me. Right. Like there'd have to be something here, right? Maybe on the way out. Expensive potted plant. Okay, got it. What's up, dude? That's me. Theory, innocent until proven guilty. Detective Gumtree. Detective Suede Shoes. Gumshoe. Gotcha. Alright, we're at time. I'm going to go ahead and save here and get Final Fantasy X booted up. This is actually the halfway point in the stream, so I'm going to take a couple minutes here to go feed the cats. So I'll be right back. I'll get Final Fantasy X started at least. Give me one sec while I throw up the BRB. Phoenix Wright will return. It's on the sub-block list, so if it gets voted up, we'll play it again. Also, I've added it to the main block list to replace Final Fantasy IX when we beat it, so I would love to play through the full series on stream, and in fact intend to. Be back shortly.